So 33 didn't want me to let me up in the beam with Allison. Uh, so I thought I would just quick comment on that. And my comment would be, I just wanted to add in the comment is that she defends people who I mean, it's hard to even talk about with Daisy. And, it's one thing, you know, I mean, he should have never even did what he did, but if he wants to excuse it like he was drunk or whatever, I mean, most people would feel like horse shit the next day and just totally apologize and just feel like, crap. But he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. He will continue to do it. And Allison, she defends this type of person. And she will constantly be like, "Oh, he's a good person. He's a good person." Even though he talks about deceased veterans and disrespects them and is just a stumbling drunk alcoholic and a major, major Jew hater, and just a disgusting person, But oh no, good old Divided We Fall and Allison, she'll be like, "Oh no, he's good. He's a good person." Well, yeah, of course he's good to her because she manipulates him. He's a little pawn for Allison and all the fucking Don wicked ones, and so of course she would say that he's a good person, no matter what he did. Doesn't matter as long as she can use him, and Don can use him, and Don's even admitted that. I heard him just last week say that well, Brandon, he's good because he's at least, for the Jews or whatever. It was like that was the only reason that he deals with the guy, And but either way you look at it, most people that are somewhat on a normal operating frequency in reality and have any shred of decency, morality, ethics would not accept this individual, would not associate with them, especially because the behavior doesn't change. So it tells you, for Divided We Fall to sit and call him a good person. Think about that. That's what she considers a good person, is somebody who is just a total alcoholic, disrespects dead veterans, thinks he knows everything about the Jewish mafia, yet he hates Jews. And I've got hours of him talking about Jews. And he's really just a disgusting human being, in my opinion. But yet, the Divided We Fall just loves to defend him because she uses him. And that's what they do, these people. They find people like Brandon, and they find certain individuals that they know they can manipulate and have them do all their dirty work. So then she can say, "Well, I don't do anything. I've never done anything." It's like, well, of course not. You have all your little drunk, fucking disgusting people do it for you. So I learned from Allison, these people are going to be accountable. They know that, and I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to turn over some names to some people I know, and then I don't know what to say. Whatever. It's done. I don't know what the hell's going on. I had nothing to do with anything. So, I've been studying too, also, about how she manipulates people and how she uses them. And I've heard them talk about Brandon before. I mean, he has no clue. He's such a fucking idiot. He has no clue about how they really think about him or how they're using him and stuff. It just shows you the whole sickness of the evil that's manifesting through them all. And that's the true test for somebody like that, like Allison, is to, I went in there and I asked her, I said, what if I were to do this to you tomorrow? And instead of just being honest and normal and saying, no, of course not, that's not right, that's illegal, she has to try to defend something that's criminal. She's fucking defending criminals. What kind of morals does she have? What kind of ethics and values? I'll tell you what kind. They're flexible. That's what I call flexible morals. And they have no baseline because their foundation is the group. And the group always changes, so they do too. And their morals do too. And to me, seriously, anybody who keeps company with Brandon Cadman in Sun City, California, that piece of fucking disgusting, I don't even want to call him a human being, animal, I was actually surprised to hear that he is actually able to live independently. I was almost sold on the idea that he's definitely got a caretaker or somebody that looks out after him or kind of helps him through life, so to speak. You know what I mean? And that's why I was like, who the hell's watching this guy, But to think that this guy's just an independent, evil piece of shit. All I'm saying is he shows no remorse for what is just inexcusable, which he should really be just apologizing like crazy and really make some changes in his life because of what a piece of shit he is. Instead, he uses that and steps it up a notch. And here yet, while he's doing this, you got people recording him, filing the shit away, archiving it, and then he goes and taunts and pokes the people who have all this shit on them. And same with Lyn, same with Allison, same with all these wicked pieces of shit. And they like to crowd target people, and they like to put people's lives in danger. They like to see people get injured. And they like to do this all under the cloak of invisibility. But, like I said, things are changing. And I'm not worried. I could give a shit. If somebody, wants to buy a bear from me or go and smoke a bud or something, whatever, whatever. I'm always accountable for anything I say, or I'll answer to it, or I'll explain it. But when you reverse it and you say to these people, could you be accountable for this or explain why then they'll target you and they'll dox you because they're ashamed of themselves. They can go and speak the stuff, but when they hear them talk and listen to them, their disgusting, evil fucking shit, it's too much for them. So they don't want to listen to themselves. And that's another thing. I even saw them today playing these little stupid clips of 33 Rule, and they were just totally out of context. They were short clips, they don't give up. So it's and here, I can unload all fucking day tomorrow about all their racism, about them calling, thinking that they know the Jewish mafia and that they're Satan's children and the Israel's this. It goes on and on and on. And if you're that stupid to think that this guy's views have changed just because Magical Dawn has talked to him, then yeah, you're stupid. And to me, anybody who would hang with him and let alone defend him and try to justify what he's done, I can't even believe somebody would do that. Somebody with little fucking toothpick arms is going and fucking around with the Jewish mafia, and I got it all on recording. And then you got people like Lynn Brooks in Mississippi. the lying, habitual liar who will sit and call black people Luciferian N-words, knuckle dragging, spirit chucking monkeys, and this and all that. I mean, you should hear the recordings I got of this lady. And you should see the proof I have of her harassment. And yes, I didn't lose those receipts. Believe me, those are very, very important receipts because it shows a timeline of harassment, of people recruiting other people, even in the professional field, to sit and fucking carry out their fucking attacks. And I've got a whole timeline of it. I've got all proof of everything and all the players that are involved. And it will be used. And the last thing I heard from Lyn was have a good year. Something about her that she's going to sue me. I'm thinking, what in the hell would she, again, she threatens everybody. She weaponizes that. Now that I found out and talked to a lot of other people, she's definitely got a pattern of that. So she says, I hope you have a good countersuit ready or something. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell's this bitch? So yeah. So over the last year, I've been creating a great countersuit. And I think I have plenty to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that professionals were harassing me. They were putting my life in danger. They were slandering me. They were doxing me. They were doing criminal activity, which I don't want to get into all of that, which was being done. And I've got everything to back up what I'm saying. Not only do I have the clips of everything organized to prove it, but I've got the whole entire stuff, everything saved. And it definitely shows a pattern of harassment. I've even warned these people that I'm taking this serious. It really is affecting me. I'm under a lot of stress now, and I just appreciate it if you would back off. I even had nosebleeds. I've had, blood pressure shit, what I normally don't have. And they've actually caused really a lot of problems that they probably have no clue. And if I did tell them all the problems that they caused, not only health wise, but put my life in danger and stuff, they would laugh. That's a sick thing. They'd laugh about it and get pleasure out of it. So, it really shows you, what kind of people circle around this Branden, because anybody with any decency in his current behavior, without any signs of remorse or change, to accept that and not and to defend it. I mean, that speaks everything. Nothing else has to be said. Nothing. No questions need to be asked. No opinions need to be gone over. No little debates. If you're a decent human being and you see somebody like Brandon Cadman doing the stuff he does, and then to continue to do it, and not really just truly, he just doesn't really give a shit. He doesn't feel any remorse about it, and I'm sure a lot of veterans. Oh shit! I just think people are really stupid. And what about the Jewish mafia? I mean, I don't know much about the Jewish mafia. I've looked into it a little bit now because I've been trying to research, different connections of things. But I'm telling you what I've looked into so far. I wouldn't be fucking with the Jewish mafia and shit. And under the conditions of Black Lives Matter and all the racial tensions in the United States, for Lynn Brooks to come out and try to crowd target people and harass people and put their lives in danger when she talks the way she does about black people, do you realize? I mean, do you have any clue how stupid she is? And this isn't shooting poison arrows at her, grenades. This is they're throwing hand grenades. This is just common sense. I mean, here's a lady who has businesses who's got a lot at stake. She's got apparently a reputation or something. And people have got hours and hours of clips of her disgusting fucking behavior. But yet she presents herself as, oh, I'm a pillar of the community. And I think that, that everybody should, it's just like, yeah, okay, blah, blah, blah. That's what pisses me off with people. I could give a shit if somebody's racist. You can't change the world. Everybody's going to be who they are going to be. You can't change their thinking. But it pisses me off when people come out and present themselves as holier than thou and a pillar of the community and so high and mighty and so above everybody and so VIP and important. And then you see the real them. You see the real them, the hatred in them, the wickedness in them, the evil, and the sickness about trying to harass people and stalk people and put their lives in danger. And they minimize it. They minimize it, or they'll defend it. They'll be like, well, you said this. Meanwhile, the next day they say the same thing to somebody else 100 times, And I ask him, what did I do to justify all this? Specifically, that would actually justify everything that they've done, And again, I've shown people that I know, not like to fully look into it all, because obviously it's a huge, huge thing to unravel and to, but I've been taking notes all this year and taking side notes and, documenting stuff. And I took my main bullet point elevator pitch to some people, and just to say, hey, I know the internet, most people don't want to deal with it. It's just like, good luck with that. The percentage of people that actually make it worthwhile of bringing people to justice, it's a lot of lawyers just don't even fuck with it. You know what I mean? It's just like, they hear that word and they're just like, don't want to deal with it. And usually they're right. I wouldn't either, because usually a lot of it is just a bunch of babies, crying and whining. But I feel that Lyn has gone to a level that isn't just hurting the fifis or internet stuff, or where I can just turn off and then not worry about it, because I can't turn it off, because she has people constantly telling people to call the police on me or threatening me or calling my police or this or that, and doxing me and talk about family and putting my life in danger by making me seem out to be this hateful person and everything. But yet, where's my recordings that they can produce of me saying the N-word, of me talking about, where's all those? Like, I have hours and hours of these people. So, and I warned them too. I said, you're really stupid for what you're doing. If you want to continue it, I'm just warning you. So, I am a fair person. I really am. I try to be fair. But the wicked always seem to show themselves, the truly wicked ones. And I've identified those. And, when I talk about, like the wicked ones, what I mean by that is, like, I'm not trying to classify like every single person in that group is truly an evil, wicked piece of shit. Yeah, they're pieces of shit and blah, blah. But when I talk about like the true wicked ones that, like I just described, that are beyond the Horton fifis, that actually put people's lives in danger, and that's what I'm talking about. Those I've already got. I've got a few names of people who have been active players in trying to taunt me, harass me, and I could go on and on. All of the above, I should say, right? Threaten me, lie about me, call the police, tell people I'm psycho, murder, try to 5150 me. It just goes on and on. And so, anyways, but what I was saying is, just the little amount that I did show, the quick elevator pitch, it was like, yeah, well, if you can get all this stuff organized and get it presentable and get the timeline, I do. I got everything. I was like, well, then, yeah, it sounds like this is beyond So, I don't got anybody specifically that actually accepted and said, yes, let's definitely, this is unacceptable and it's criminal and you have suffered. I haven't got a solid, like somebody that's working on it right now, pending, but like I said, I have, just out of curiosity, kind of, I know a few people that help me with that, and they know obviously what they're doing, and And they said, after I kind of told them the general, stuff of, what I can actually prove and everything, they were saying, well, yeah, if bring, so, I mean, I'm gonna look into it still. I mean, after the 20th, that's the thing. Everything's been held up. The wedding, all this shit. So it's like, but no, I definitely do think that, certain people are just, doing whatever they do, and they're blah blah blah. But I think we all know. I don't even have to name names. I really don't. I think we all know that there's specific people that just stand out, that are obviously, you know, either bordering on the criminal level, or I can 100% prove it with two people specifically, maybe three. I still got to check it on the third, but with two people in specific, I can absolutely, beyond a reasonable doubt, and I've already checked in on it. I've checked the laws. I've asked people to confirm and I've looked at shown my proof, showed them the recordings, what was said, what was typed, and yes, I could absolutely file criminal charges, absolutely. And I probably will, because the same, nothing. See, that's the thing. You give these people a chance and you show a little mercy, saying, I could absolutely fucking make your life a fucking nightmare. And that's what shows an evil person, is that then they'll push it farther and farther, kind of like they're wanting you to do it. They're asking you, please take all my audio clips and send them to all these groups and all these people and all these organizations. Please do it, because that's the behaviors and actions that they show. They're not apologetic. They're not wanting to resolve issues and be honest and open and try to, discuss what really is happening and how things got the way. It's always evil, different manifestations of it. And, evil thrives, when good men do nothing. And good men are starting to do something. So, the vortex is on its way, back to where it came from. And I told people too, I said, it might not be 2 days from now. It probably won't. It probably won't even be 2 weeks. Maybe 2 months, possibly for some. But for others, it's probably going to be like a couple of years from now. And, but everybody knows that. I said, you keep doing this and you keep crossing these lines, then, I've already warned you that, actions and criminal activity like that, and just those intentions, they're always accountable. It's just how nature is. It's how God is. It's how, things work. It's like there's always accountability, even if you think you can escape it, where you're like, oh yeah, it's been long enough for that. Don't worry. It's always, there's always plenty of time, and we all will be accountable. That's a guarantee. So some sooner than others, but there's certain stuff that's unacceptable, and not just unacceptable, it's criminal. And more than that, it's just pure evil. It's pure evil. And, evil needs to be, in hell, where it belongs, right? We don't need more evil. There's too much evil. We need better energies, more righteous, godly energies, and defending stuff that align with not the groups, not everybody else's, not your team, that align with your standards, your ethics, your morals, that you should have a foundation of, and certain criterias of what you accept in the world and what you don't, no matter if they're a friend, an enemy, an acquaintance, or a stranger. your baseline. Most people don't even know where their baseline is, what their baseline is, or even what the hell I'm talking about.